Let's look at this announcement this morning by the PM of a review of defence assets and strategy. It started with a sobering analysis of Australia's strategic circumstances, read the threat from China, from the former Defence Chief, who is one of the two people appointed to lead the review, Angus Houston. This assessment was later agreed to by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese.
It's a fast-changing environment, and it's absolutely imperative that we review the current strategic circumstances, which I rate the worst I've ever seen in my career and lifetime, and what we need to do about it in terms of obviously the force structure, posture and capability of the Australian Defence Force.
And given the complexity of the strategic circumstances that we face today, actually this review is much bigger than DIB.
There certainly have been some eyebrows raised by the appointment of Mr Albanese's friend, former Foreign Affairs and Defence Minister Stephen Smith, who travelled with Mr Albanese on the campaign trail to also head the review. This is because Mr Smith was in charge in Defence in 2012 when the former Labor government made big cuts to the defence budget that the coalition has argued it had to grapple with upon hitting government and put the country backwards. Will this review contain perhaps some provision for cuts to several programs in order to pay for the nuclear submarines? And how confident are you, given the nuclear submarines of 20 years ago, that that is what is going to be required for Australia at that time?
Look, I'm very confident that Stephen Smith, along with Angus Houston, are the right people to do this review. That Stephen's experience as both Defence Minister and also as Foreign Minister, but also what he has done in post-political life, puts him in very good stead.
Anthony Albanese and his deputy Richard Marles made it clear during this press conference that they are sticking with the AUKUS nuclear submarines plan, and indeed that current programs underway will be retained. But Marles, who will be interviewed by Kieran shortly, said a critical eye will be cast towards other projects. But both men were questioned about the fact the government has started with a stream of reviews as opposed to action.
You criticised the former Prime Minister for dozens of reviews. Here we have another defence review just 2 years after the Defence Strategic Update. Do we need to stop the reviews and start making decisions?
One of the things that will characterise my government is we will do what we said we would do.
We will apply a critical eye to the integrated investment plan. We have said that. I mean, the major programs which are underway are not about to change. The Hunter class is going to happen.
The Prime Minister played a straight bat repeatedly to questions about Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, which have heightened tensions.
The context in which this review takes place is well known. We live in an era where there's strategic competition and increased tension in our region, and where China has taken a more aggressive posture in the region. But our position on Taiwan is clear. We don't want to see any unilateral change to the status quo, and we'll continue to work with partners to promote peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait.